Kia ora and welcome to the Lightroom forecast. Welcome to this time in between solstice and the new year, and from the new year onwards I'll keep doing the readings as they have been individual astro readings and the collective. Today I'm doing a collective reading. I actually just finished doing the elements, all of the elements of which we are made up: air, fire, water and earth. And in fact all the recordings were not on the right mode. So I'm coming back in my own silly technological problem there. So we're coming in today, and thank you for your patience, lovely subscribers and anyone tuning in. We're just coming in with the collective reading because basically I just recorded all those readings for nothing, though it's not for nothing because there were quite specific directives or messages for each of the elements, and of course remember we are a mix, and I'll just read out some of these things so we haven't totally wasted time in that wrong camera mode scenario. Anyway, these things happen, don't they? We started with the earth element for all you Taurians, Virgos and Capricorns, but also remember you will have earth potentially within your astro chart somewhere. The title for that was the waiting is the hardest part, and you're through it, earth signs. So you start to see that happening. You faced up to some things here over the last year, and the hardest part is done. You get to set off in a new and free way. Air signs was quite specific too. We had quite a mixture of air and fire for you, air signs, and that a year of stops and starts again starts to be, actually you start to see a lot of your efforts, a lot of things starting to come through. You're propelled by fire, by a really strong Ace of Wands in that reading, and the visions that you've attempted or tried to bring into form with possibly a stymied element within that in 2022 starts to really get a lot of movement, a lot of really positive things coming through for your air signs, so that's really good. Then we come to water, where there is a new balance. There was quite a new balance, is a rebalancing within the self, and quite a strong feeling of someone coming into your life, a counterpart, a great match for you, whether that's romantically or just in terms of relationships in general. Then fire signs, we had a wonderful a real formulation of a vision that you've had for many years. It's kind of vision-like for you fire signs too. A transition, hearing the piper's call. You're heading into a new zone, but it is something that you have wanted, planned in some ways on and off over the years for quite a long time. So it's really good. So anyway, let's do the collective reading. It is a general reading again. Let's see if it's similar to the original collective reading that unfortunately wasn't recorded in video. Oh dear, it's been one of those days. Anyway, in this time between the new or the solstice that has been and this new year coming through, it is a great time to, if you can, take time out, be gentle with yourself. There are lots of reviews and things like that going on at this time. We do that naturally. And, looking back and looking forward. So let us see. Remember, these readings are very general, so take what resonates, and leave what doesn't. Collective reading. Yes, we've got little elements of all of these, all of the signs and elements here. Okay. And thank you for your comments, likes, all of that. It really helps. Subscribes. It really helps to get the videos seen by more people, and hopefully, you find something of interest on this channel. If you look back and look at headings or titles that stand out for you, do check those out. We come out here with the Emperor. Yeah, look, authoritative feeling. Look, we know that the structures are sort of becoming, the structures or society as it's developed and that we're in at the current time, is sort of becoming like a Swiss cheese. That we're seeing these holes, these big holes appearing. Maybe we always thought that, knew that, but it's becoming more obvious to more people. I guess the Emperor can be quite benevolent in his highest polarity, but it is a little bit restrictive. We've got this, Pisces and Saturn and Pisces generation this coming year, going through that sort of Saturn return, whether it's your first or your second or your third. The Saturn will be entering Pisces. Look, I think we need, there's a direction here that be a little bit more fluidity. There needs to be. Something's a little bit too restrictive. It's not. There's a friction. There's a tension between what we're kind of moving through and into and what has been. We see that in the Emperor here. Six of Cups is the next card, and we do go through and clarify Six of Cups. The MO here, the modus operandi here, is about balance. And if I could find a different word to giving and receiving without expectation, as opposed to unconditional giving and receiving. This is from a childlike perspective in some ways. It's a beautiful card in the Thoth deck called Pleasure. We have Golden Cups. It's we see these waves. The crest of these waves is gold. It is our connection with others through that emotional element, through the watery element. And we are very much aware of energetically, more so I think for a lot of people, we're more aware of our energetics in relation, not only individually, but in relation to other people, in relation to the external world around us. We have the Three of Swords, a card, yes, of sorrow, of understanding what sorrow is or has been to us, how it sometimes, has spurred us on, has awoken a kind of drive or a fire. It's not always about loss and grief. It can be a wonderful, though painful, process by which we are spurred on sometimes, you know what I mean? So kind of interesting here. And then we have the Fool, new beginnings. We all know this. We are in the zone between one year ending and another beginning. We ideally set off without being bonded, restricted by anything from the past, especially with the full. We have the Hanged Man. There might be a limbo zone here. There might be a limbo period. Is this not a period where we are in a kind of a slight limbo land? You know, solstice, winter or summer. We enter into gradually from that point into a new cycle, a new season. And take advantage of this time in between. We don't need to be bombarded or accept that or be plugged in all the time. You know, we could kind of plug into something else for a bit. If our world is so much impacted daily by media and information overload, then maybe we can plug into nature for a week or so, you know. We need to kind of be able to balance that out. I think this is the problem for like this time in this century, in this on this planet, is trying to, it's like it almost seems that one misses out to the other or vice versa. Nature, technology, if you could put it that simplistically. We need to kind of understand how we can, sounds a bit odd, doesn't it, but how to merge or balance, not merge, but balance the impact of either or in our lives, both in our lives, you know. We then have Six of Wands, which is a card of winning. No two ways about it. There's a victory on hand. There's an element of that Six of Wands which is about being of service to others, understanding the importance of that, and understanding the importance of anonymous service, actually. So we have Pixies and Fairies, Brian Froud. We have the Fawn. This is a mirrored image. It is a counterpart. It showed up pretty strongly in the water signs reading as a compadre, as a counterpart. It's completely balanced. As if you put a line down that central point, both sides. It is a mirrored image, you know. We have then Iris of the Rainbows, making that pretty clear. Making a lot of things clear, actually, after a bit of fog and murk. She is a messenger to the gods. She moves between worlds. But she certainly makes the view very clear from this world, in this world. And into other worlds also. We talk about perspective, challenging times for, you know, understanding that a lot of things that we're seeing out there in the world, a lot of things that we see within ourselves don't make sense. Or the balance again between the two, a lot of things do not make any sense looking out there in the world. And so where do we find that personal, internal kind of truth? What to believe? What is our perspective? And our perspective can change day to day in small ways or in very dramatic ways. So Iris comes to clear, handmaiden of the gods, comes to clear the vista. So we see far more clearly. What does that give us? It gives us a level of mastery, an impersonal viewpoint, and yet we've been touched by the master maker's whatever it is, his hot sort of wand there. We've been marked over the years with that. I mean, in the sense of our experiences, how we've dealt with things, things that we've overcome, things that we've achieved. We somehow within this, by creating a balanced space within ourselves, increase our mastery in this world and our ability to, it's not a juggling act, it's kind of like a reintegration, it feels like, of what have been extreme elements, extreme polarities, trying to find that sense in between, trying to find ways of amalgamating or synthesizing, I guess, within that balancing. Balance is everything. Balance is the key to everything. Rock mineral crystals. We've got red jasper, nurture, determination, relaxing and tranquility. We need to give that to ourselves. It doesn't come on offer. We give it to ourselves. We take full responsibility for that. Beautiful stone, red jasper. So on that note, I'm so annoyed that my readings that I recorded were not being recorded. At least I checked, well, they wouldn't have been uploaded. That would would have been an image uploaded with, that's not a video. So disappointed, but I hope you got something out of this. We'll be in again soon. In the new year, January, back into the regular new moon and full moon readings. So thank you for joining me again. Take good care. Please like, share and subscribe. And for this week in between times, while we wait for the new year to begin, do take care. Do take time out. Try to, in whatever way that takes shape for you, and be gentle on yourselves. Ka kite, bye.